Good morning, another beautiful sunrise. Okay, so today I thought we would talk about the differences between acceptance, agreement, and then boundaries. Because we assume it's healthy to say, accept me as I am. And so we want to accept people, and this is true. But there's important ways to look at acceptance. So you can accept what someone says as true, or you can accept their behavior as true. And this is especially important in relationships or when you're dating, and when you're filtering to decide if this is someone I continue seeing, if their values align with mine. You're in the discovery phase is what I call it. And I suggest you keep things light in the beginning as you discover who someone is, because we all, or many people, like to present themselves in better light than how they authentically live and do life. So this acceptance thing, yes, it's healthy to accept people, but then you have to determine within your acceptance, do I agree with how they live or how they're behaving? Does it align with my values? And do I need to have a healthy boundary? So I kind of threw the whole thing at you, but let's kind of go through it a little bit. So, let's say it's the dating scenario, and you're getting to know someone and you like what they say. That's really all you can go off of in the beginning, because you don't really know that person. So then you need the second part of true, authentic understanding of someone is time with them to actually see their behaviors, because people can't really fake it for too long, and you'll have to start putting things together as far as who they hang out with, their behavior with other people, even with their work, the whole thing. All of that together comprises if what they're saying is true and matches their behavior. So you really need time. That's why, it's probably best before you dive in emotionally to really take your time and decide. So acceptance can be when you see a behavior that doesn't really align with your values. And so you say to yourself, I accept the fact that they, for instance, drink too much. This is a fact about who they are. And then you have to decide, is that drinking too much not in alignment with how you live? Would it be a problem in the future? Would you have trouble respecting and valuing that person the way you need to in a relationship? So that's how acceptance can break down, and that's how you can begin to create a boundary to say, or even let the person know, I really like you. This is one thing that doesn't align with me completely, and I think you're really awesome. I really enjoy you, but I just have to let you know that that's not in alignment with my core values. And see how they respond, and see how their behavior responds. So how they speak and respond and how their behavior responds is the key. It's kind of a quick little lesson. This guy, oh, there we go. We'll do that. That's really pretty. So just know it's important to speak your truth, be clear after you've spent time observing and enjoying, not attaching, and then determine if you need to create a boundary, and you can kindly speak all those things. And by the way, that's what my school is all about. It teaches you how to be clear on what's important to you and how to communicate it kindly, because there's really no reason to go after anyone defensively, nastily. You can learn how to do it nice ways, kindly and healthy, so that it promotes cooperation and harmony rather than defensiveness from the person that you're talking to and desiring to get some sort of response, to have a discussion. So I've also found that this is really important, and I'll probably do a separate video on this, but basically no one's perfect, right? So that phrase can be used as a weapon Well, nobody's perfect. And you might use that phrase to, legitimize behavior that's probably not so good, right? Well, no one's perfect. But if you're truly an intentional person, truly trying, working in the direction of being better and improving, that's where we want to be. I call it being willing. So if you're not perfect, which none of us are, but you're willing to learn, to communicate, you're willing to discuss, you're willing to see another side, you're willing to listen. Willingness is everything, and then you can make a decision from there, or a compromise can go from there with willingness. So willingness is really huge, because if there's plenty of fish out there, and if you're out there fishing and you're just like, well, I'll just get another one, you're going to get another imperfect person, no doubt about it. So this was really cool. I was just at this 50th wedding anniversary celebration, and they got up there and they said, well, everyone asks, how do you do it? How do you be married for 50 years? And I loved what the man said. He got up and he said, work. Like, that's the first thing out of his mouth. He said, work. I would add to that, you have to be willing to work. And he's getting at the point that it does take work, because it's work to compromise, healthy compromise. It's work to accept another person's flaws. It's work to accept your own flaws. It's work to accept that you might not be right all the time. It's work to take the time to communicate with someone in a healthy way, rather than just, shoot off at the mouth and walk away and shut down. That's easy, but it doesn't get you anywhere. So it's work. So this fallacy, that relationship wouldn't be work, can really set you on a very disappointing course. But once you get in this flow and you understand these things and you accept these things, and you accept this idea that no matter what, everyone's flawed, but do I have a willing partner, willing to work with me, willing to talk, willing to figure things out together, willing to get help? Huge. So I highly suggest, life can be better. Your personal inner mental conversations can be so much better. And you can be present and not living in your past hurts. You really can. So I suggest checking out Heartwork University. And it's been a wonderful, beautiful morning. Thanks for showing up. Yeah, awesome. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. You could just sit and stare at this for a few minutes and just meditate with me. Isn't that great? Okay.